Now, let me ask you guys this one important question. What does it mean to work hard? Well, we all know that in order to become successful, you must work hard. And in order to work hard, you must have determination. But determination doesn't come from just nowhere. You must have a set focus. You must have a path. You must have a goal. Now, a lot of people misconceptualize the term work hard for often successive intensity or just countless practices or a lot of effort in general. But today I'm going to change your mind on what working hard truly means. And today I'll also be referencing some of the most successful people and how they use this 4 different key mindsets into their daily lives. And later I'll be showing how you guys can incorporate these 4 different key mindsets into your lives and maximize them to your potential. Now, first off, we have dedication. One of my heroes, Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, once said that a person who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how they feel, will always beat the person who goes to the gym only when they feel like going to the gym. Now, this huge contrast that The Rock makes about someone who goes regardless of how they feel to someone who goes only when they feel like going to the gym shows a huge difference in motivation. The person willing to go regardless of how they feel is willing to put up with the uncomfortness, with the fatigue every day. He's willing to set up routines and dedicate himself to his goal. Now, compared to the other person, he's limiting his potential. He's not setting up a routine that is dedicating to his goal. Only certain days that he only feels like going rather than going every day regardless of how he feels. Now, an example of someone who's very dedicated is Betty White. Betty White is a famous actress. She had a long-spanning career of over 70 years, from her early 20s to her late 90s. Now, if that's not dedication, I don't know what is. She's very prominent in her appearances on televisions, movies, and references to many cartoons. She loved and dedicated all her work to her audience, to everyone. And we also have Andrew Carnegie, one of the most famous industrialist businessmen. Andrew Carnegie was so prominent in the industrial era because he was known for his steel empire business. He was able to monopolize the economy, and he was able to develop many strategies and methods to outwit his competitors. He was very dedicated to his work, and that's why he became very successful. Now, we also have Kobe Bryant, one of my favorite heroes. Kobe Bryant once mentioned that he started working 4 a.m. every day to the gym just for basketball. Now, he mentioned that every day, once he went to the gym, he'd often be the last one out of the gym. He was very dedicated to the sport he loved. He played that for nearly 20 seasons. Now, it shows how he really wanted to strive to what he wanted to become, which was one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Now, a lot of people try to make quantum leaps in such short amount of times. But when that short amount of time passes, people don't expect that the progress they make is comparable to the ones that they want to make. Now, a lot of people tend to not understand that you cannot start from the bottom of Mount Everest and jump to the top immediately. A lot of people need to understand it requires steps, it requires challenges. And once you're at the top, you can look back on your steps and realize that the steps and challenges also came with failure. And that brings me to my next topic, failure. Now, a lot of people perceive failure as an endpoint, but Thomas Edison doesn't. Now, even in the dictionary, failure has not a single positive connotation with it. Thomas Edison once mentioned that I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Now, what does he mean by this? Well, obviously he sees failure as nothing to do with negativity, but something positive. He sees failure as a point of learning. Thomas Edison sees failure as a point of progression. Now that's what you should see failure as. Never see failure as an endpoint. You should incorporate this into your mindsets. Now, Serena Williams, one of the most prominent women tennis players, also remarked that successful people are not defined by their successes. Successful people are defined by the ways they bounce back up from failure. Now, a prime example of someone who bounces back up from failure is none other than Elon Musk. He's clearly successful. He is the richest man in the world. Elon Musk had 3 spacecraft X Falcons initially fail, explode. And in an interview, he mentioned that he never gave up. Now, is that true? Well, yes, that's true. Elon Musk later was the first human ever on the planet to cast a reusable rocket ship, a spaceship that was able to be sent to space and sent back down to Earth. Now, no one has ever done that. And he just showed that anything is possible from bouncing back from failure. And that is why he's one of the most successful people in the entire world. Now, you can have all the dedication. You can have the routine. You can have a lot of practice. And you can commit to a lot of stuff. But is it really going to put into progress? Are you able to push yourself? Are you able to grow from your dedication? And that's when efficiency comes into play. Now, a lot of people must realize that efficiency is a key aspect that grows people. Muhammad Ali once said, "I do not count my sit-ups. I only start counting them when they hurt." Now, by this he means that when he feels pain, that's when he really acknowledges that he's growing, that his progress is showing. Now, someone like Madeleine Albright, a former United States secretary, was very effective in negotiating. Her ability to negotiate was so effective, having been aggressive yet passive to other diplomatic foreign nations. She was considered a hero to the United States. And also we have Frederick Douglass, a very prominent abolitionist. Frederick Douglass created a very effective literature, newspapers, and letters, and essays. He also created the North Star, which you might know as a set of constellations that eventually helped guide slaves to freedom. Now, my next topic goes into something that a lot of people misconceive, which is reliance. Now, a lot of people believe that typically hard work only comes from one person, man or woman. But Arnold Schwarzenegger dissipates that ideology. He says that he does not believe in the self-made man or woman. Arnold Schwarzenegger alludes to this idea that even the strongest people in the entire world are nothing without reliance of others. And you should also keep that in mind, that reliance is a very key and fundamental aspect to success. Now, he references his acting career, being the Terminator, having saved humanity, in his movie The Predator, having killed dozens of monsters, and even just himself in general, being one of the best bodybuilders in the entire world. Arnold Schwarzenegger is able to allude to this idea that the strongest people are never alone, and there always will be someone to help you in the near future. Now, Serena Williams also mentioned again that when successful people, there's never an endpoint to success. Now, when you become successful, it is your time to help one another and to inspire other people. Finally, my last topic is you guys. How can you guys incorporate all these methods, these 4 key mindsets, into your daily lives? How can you incorporate them to their max potential? Now, we mentioned that number 1, dedication. Make a list, please. Acknowledge your routines and never seek failure. Failure is only what makes you grow. Don't seek it as an endpoint. Never do. Although it sounds very, very negative, but it's really not. It's a growing point. Having set up a routine, being dedicated is what really counts. And also efficiency. You can have all the dedication, but are you willing to effectively apply what you know, and are you able to try and grow from it? And lastly, we have reliance. Clearly one of the most misconcepted topics. Always be there for other people and realize that no one is alone and that everyone needs someone to rely on in order to succeed. You have family members, you have friends, you have, people from your church. A lot of these people are here because of you, and you are here because of them. Realize that all these aspects are there to help you succeed and help you realize what hard work truly is. Thank you for your time.